Okay, you're on. Well, hey guys, I am super excited about this call. First of all, I'm stoked that you guys are taking the time out of your night to join us. I know Amy and I both are like, we have those butterflies in our belly. Like, this is finally it. Like, we've both been in this business together for quite some time, sidelines, locking arms, and we've been through the peaks and we've been through the valleys together. And I feel like now is the time. And for the first time in my business, I feel like I don't have resistance to it. And I feel like it's going to happen. And what's awesome for me about that is my team has awesome goals, and assisting them to getting to their goals, I know will obviously lift me, but most importantly for me is it's going to lift Amy. And I have been Amy's biggest cheerleader since I started, wanting her to hit this goal of diamond. And I know that between Amy and I and our amazing teams and everybody else outside of just our teams, we can make that happen. So I'm going to tell you why we decided to do this call. There's a couple of reasons. One, we wanted you guys to kind of see like where we're at personally, because I know that like when Amy and Sarah were aiming for Emerald, we were both kind of new to the business, or really just Plexus in general, Amy and I. I don't think either one of us were really working the business. So we didn't really get that firsthand experience of like what it was like to be on the back end and watch what it's like to go for Emerald and what you have to do to push for that. So last week, Amy messaged me. It was at night. I was putting my kids to bed. I was exhausted. I had a long day. And she's like, Marion, oh my God, how are we going to do this? The momentum's not what it was last month. I know we had this crazy, awesome month of momentum to where, you know, you get that like hangover the next day where it's just like, oh man, how am I going to keep this momentum rolling? And I feel like we were both in the same place. You know, we were both like kind of starting to feel like, oh gosh, how am I going to double what I did last month? How am I going to help my team to do that? So she sent me the message and I was like, girlfriend, calm down. Like, we're going to do this. It's going to be fine. Call me tomorrow. We'll talk about it. We'll chat about it. So she did. She actually called me. And I was like, you know, we chatted about both of our vulnerabilities and what our fears were. And then also we talked about like getting back to our why, right? Like one of the things that, you know, I told her, I was like, well, what is one of the things that is driving you to Emerald, you know, outside of getting your team to their goal and Amy to her goal? And she was like, well, my husband really needs a new car. I was like, girlfriend, go to the dealership and take a picture of your husband with that car and put it on your fridge, you know? So we kind of just wanted to share our vulnerability and say, like, even though we're excited and we know that this goal is going to happen, it's really normal to have those feelings, right? Of like, oh, and it taps into that fear of success. And my literal entire business career with Plexus, I know that I've been my own worst enemy, right? And when that fear of success has crept in for me, it's kind of like been my own worst nightmare, you know? And I feel now I don't have that fear of success. And it was kind of cool to pick my girlfriend up and say, no, sister, like I've been there too many times. We're not doing this. The momentum's there. We have the team support. Everybody is doing so amazing. I've been loving seeing all of the wins in the chat and rank makers, as well as the wellness chat that we have with Amy. Everybody is just rising. And like Amy always says, it's one of my quotes that my favorite quotes that she says is rising tides lift all ships, right? And that's what we're all doing here together. And I'm just really humbled that we've all walked this journey together and that Amy and I get to help our teams reach for goals. I know I have quite a few girls in my teams that have been through the same thing, the peaks and the valleys, and they're reaching for big goals like Ruby. And it just feels so good to me to help them get there and know that those tides are going to lift the ships, right? Or even my newest business builders that are jumping in and they're getting excited, and just feeling the team synergy has been really awesome. So my strategy this month is really to just go back to the basics and do the launch parties like we did in the very get-go. And Amy and I talked about that on our chat. It's like when we were in that momentum of just excitement of sharing the products, of sharing our testimonies and helping you guys hit your goals, like that's where I'm headed as far as my strategy goes. And not to mention, guys, like very recently, probably last month, before like my business really started to pick up, I I handed it over to God, you know, and that has a lot to do with like the things that I've gone through in my personal life as well as like my business life. I just like, you can ask my friend Nina, she saw me. I looked up at the sky and I was like, God, and I cried. I was like, it's yours. I can't do this on my own anymore and I need you. And I was humbled and I cried and I fell literally to the ground and sat there and I was just like, please. And then very recently after that, my friend Nina started working the business and other people just started messaging me. And I feel like God is a key component for me right now. Praying over my teams, praying over myself, praying for my why and really feeling that and connecting to that in my heart, as well as for our uplines and getting back to their re-ranks and further ranks. Like that's been big for me. So that's what I have to say as far as my strategy. Also just, you know, connecting with my new level ones and also level 2s and 3s for my brand new ambassadors that don't really know how to support their new ambassadors, right? And just getting in those chats and becoming friends with them and giving them that community support and getting them to their goals, I find is working as well. One last thing I want to mention before I pass it over to Amy Morton is Amy Morton and I have been in a chat together, keeping each other accountable, which I love. It's been a long time since I've had an accountability partner, and that really just makes it fun. So any of you guys that are reaching for the same goal, I mean, Amy and I are sidelines. What she does on her team does not benefit me and vice versa. But when you lock arms and you hold those people accountable, it feels great to share each other's wins and successes. So every day we've been taking screenshots of our back office and like celebrating together and making it like this silly fun race, because like one day her points will be more and then one day my points will be more. And it's just made like this fun and silly, rather than like going back to like that negative mindset or that lack mindset. We've been focusing on the abundance mindset. And even if our points just grow by 2 in one day, you know, we're like, woohoo, 2 points. You know, we could be focusing on the fact that we need to add 160 ambassadors in a month, but it's so much more fun to focus on, look, we got 2 more points, y'all. So I wanted to share that because it's really fun to lock arms with people, and it doesn't necessarily have to be someone on your team, guys. And yeah, that's all I wanted to share for my portion of this. So I'm going to pass it over to Amy Morton. Take it over, girl.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Marion. That was awesome. You almost had me crying. So, yeah, so Marion and I have locked arms. I 100% agree. Locking arms is great. I know a lot of you on my team, and it's probably the same as Marion's team, a lot of you are going for senior silver. A lot of you are going for gold, senior gold, you know, even going for silver. Like, lock arms, have fun with it, you know? It's amazing. So I tonight just wanted to kind of speak about so what can we do, like what can we all do to reach our goals? So I know what I did want to start with. Sorry, of course I have no notes because this is who I am, but I realized when I hit Senior Ruby 2 months ago, this is a team. Like, this is only happening. I am Senior Ruby because of the team. I am not Senior Ruby by myself. And it was amazing that day it happened, to just watch the teamwork, like mind blowing. And so I just kind of wanted to emphasize that, sure, like maybe, hopefully, Mary and I are going to go Emerald. I really do think we will. But it's like you're all going Emerald with us. You're helping us. It's a team. We will be an Emerald team when Marion and I go Emerald. So anyways, just wanted to mention that. We are really, you know, we don't have anything without you guys, and we love you all so much. So we want to help you guys reach your goals. So how do we do that? So I wanted to speak about something that Sarah and Amy helped me with last week when we had a Zoom call. I was kind of stuck, like Marion said. I'm like, okay, what the heck can I do here? How is this going to happen? And basically, Sarah said she asked me how many people my team had last month, and I looked it up, and it was 79 new ambassadors joined my team. So she encouraged me to get in contact with all of them, or the ambassador that signed them, get in contact with them and basically tell them about our awesome referral program, which I've always been a huge fan of, and that helped my growth early on, the referral program. And that's how you guys are all going to grow. I mean, that's how it's going to happen. We have the best referral program when you think about it. Sarah and Amy both posted about it within the past week, kind of comparing it to HelloFresh. So, what Sarah recommended I do, and I started to do it that day. I think maybe it was the next day. But to have these phone conversations with your new ambassadors and start with talking about their products. How, what's going on with your products, when you're taking them, how can I help you? So cover the products. And then you want to go into their back office with them and show them how to edit their subscription. Talk about perks, how that works. Explain those things on the phone. And I know Marion has exploded her business recently with being on the phone. And to be honest, I think that's what has kind of grown my business recently, is getting on the phone. It's huge. So anyways, on the phone, you're talking to them, or Zoom is even better, showing them around the back office. Just those two things. So subscription. Oh, I also have been showing people the new ambassador training. It's really awesome to show them where that is. And then you just have them click on their account and their website and show them their link. And you say, this is your referral link, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to think of 5 people to send this to, because you can think of 5 people that you can help feel better. So who are they? Who can you help feel better? Let's make a list. You help them make their list. You help them reach out. And I did this right after I got off the phone with Sarah and Amy, and it was amazing. I did it with 3 people. Oh, and of course you mentioned, if 3 people join you, you get $305. If they decide to join an order. So it's just like a referral program like HelloFresh. You join, you get a code. Share this with 3 friends and you get $20 off your next box. Of course I do that. I get wine delivered like every couple months. Whenever I do, it gives me a code and says, share this and you'll get free wine. Of course I share that. This is the same thing. So I explained that to my 3 new ambassadors last Friday, and they all started sharing their links right away because they want $300. Who doesn't want $300? Nobody. So that's how you guys are going to grow, is getting people to share their referral links. And that can be pretty fast growth when you really get every ambassador that you sign sharing their referral links with people they love. Events, getting people in events results in growth. That's how I grew early on, was getting people in events. So if you ever see an event posted on any of the threads or team pages, use it, invite people to it and use it. You can't just put your people in there and hope they watch it. That's not going to work. You have to tag them and say, hey, this is the triplex, this is what I take. And then the next day, follow up. What did you think about the event? I always encourage people to tag in 3 posts and 2 lives. It's kind of a good mix, and then follow up. But anyways, I just wanted to share about those 2 things, ways that you guys could grow and get growing pretty fast. I mean, like Sarah mentioned to me with my 79 new people last month, imagine if all of them shared with 3 people. That would be awesome. So get on the phone with them and start talking. And it's also really great to talk to people. I know we all get so into texting, but when you talk to someone on the phone, magic happens. It really does, in all kinds of ways, not just with Plexus. It's so good for us to talk to each other. So that's all I have to say. Thank you all for being here.
You want to go next, Sarah, or you want me to go next?
Why don't you go next?
Yeah, and you can close it out. So listen, I want to say these 2 ladies, I can tell they're nervous being vulnerable with you guys. And it's awesome because it's a big, scary goal. And I'm sure they feel the weight on their shoulders, because as awesome as it is for them personally, Emerald is so not about them, right? It's 1,500 points, and we talk about points and orders and new ambassadors, but guys, that is lives changed. So when they become an Emerald team, that means they have just increased the number of lives they're changing, the number of lives you guys are changing. And it also means you're hitting your goals. Because like Amy said, and Marion said, right, it's a team effort. They can't do it unless you guys are successful too. And that's what I love about Emerald. So many people focus on, oh my goodness, it's the trip, it's the rank, it's the bonus, right? No, it's about those lives changed, and it's fun and it is exciting, and it paves the way too to show everyone what is possible. They're going for it, right? Now, I want to put a little friendly competition out there. I'm giddy because one of these women, one of these teams is going to be my first jewel. I don't have any other jewels on my team. So like I get chills thinking about it. I don't know who's going to do it first. It'd be super cool if they both hit it at the same time on the same day. That'd be super cool. But being an Emerald team just elevates all of you. You guys, when you become Emerald teams, Amy and Marion are getting elevated within corporate, right? They are going to get exclusive jewel leadership training. They're going to have resources that right now just aren't available to them. They're available to me, right? But those things get diluted down. They're going to have access to it. They're each going to get their own jewel liaison and their own coach, which means they're going to be able to help you guys even more in your business and quicker. That they're going to have access to corporate like that. And that's huge. That's really big in the business for you guys and for the team. So I'm excited. And like they said, like, let's, we don't want to focus on the huge, big, scary numbers. We just want to focus on everyone helping just one person. If everyone on the team helped just one person this month, both of them would rank Emerald. And, I think right now in this crazy time we're living in, like Steve and I were just talking about, like, what the heck is school going to look like in the fall? And people are starting to get a little bit nervous. Maybe people are already there. People are craving connection. They're craving positivity. They're craving fun. And we have got so much more than just products to offer people, right? So if we're not offering this whole buffet of everything we offer, so many people hang around when it's for the relationships. So many people hang around because they didn't want to do network marketing. In fact, they told you not to tell them about network marketing, but now they love that paycheck they're getting and it's helping their family, right? So just think about Emerald as impacting more people. It's so fun. It's so exciting. These ladies are nervous. I can tell. It's hard to be vulnerable and put that big goal out there, especially with their teams, because you're nervous, right? You're like, oh man, like, what if my team doesn't get excited? Or what if we don't make it? Or what if I fail them, right? It's that fear of all of the things. I have been there. But you guys are going to do it because you guys have people on your team that are passionate about helping other people. Everyone on this call, right? Because there's people on this call that aren't on Amy or Marion's team. Like, how awesome is that? They're cheering you on. They're excited too. Because like I always say, high tides raise all ships. So I'm excited. I could tell you all of the things I did when I went for Emerald. I can remember saying back in July of 2015 that I wanted to rank Emerald in April or in October because it was my birthday month and it just sounded fun to do it on my birthday month. And I just focused on loving people and sharing passionately. That's probably when I became the crazy plexus lady and realized everyone who wasn't on board yet were the crazy ones, not me and my team and you guys. And then I just poured into helping everyone hit their rank, right? New silvers, add one, add a buddy, senior silver. Well, we didn't have senior silver back then, but, and it's fun. It's fun when you get to help so many other people. So I'm going to turn it over to Sarah. She has even more wisdom than I do when it comes to having a couple new jewels on the team. This is big, guys.
It is. It's huge. And you guys, the big deal about this, like Amy and Marion said, you guys are going to become an Emerald team. There's going to be 2 new Emerald teams birthed through this process this month. It is happening. And that's a really huge deal. It elevates you guys. It gives you access to new resources, just like they were saying. It's going to it's a step in your own personal process to get to Emerald too. Obviously, they need to hit Emerald first, and that means you are growing. The team is growing, and the teams rowing together all in the same direction. A couple things happen when that happens. One, it's extremely fun to watch everybody rallying together, winning, having fun with this, sharing ideas, and just you're all working towards that common goal, right? It's like a relay team. You're standing on the sidelines cheering everybody on, and then it's your turn to go, and you're like, let me sign 3 people, right? So it's kind of like that whole thing, and you guys are 2 relay teams racing together. Nobody on this team is going to get Emerald without the rest of the team, you know, running and doing this all together as well. And so that's the cool part. Their Emerald, like, rank and all that kind of stuff, that's your celebration day too. And then as that happens, guess what? You're probably going to end up hitting a new rank too, or you're going to get really darn close, and then the next month, and then the next month, right? So it's just this like building anticipation, building momentum for your own self, and it adds believability to each of your networks, because you can say, my sponsor, my upline, like I'm part of an Emerald team, you know, like that just is amazing. And the biggest aspect too, beyond that, is the you have ownership in that rank. Like my diamond rank would never have happened without all of you guys too. And so it's a really cool thing to see, but even more so, it's cool to see you guys hitting those ranks as well. And a huge thing here too is if Amy and Marion hit their Emerald ranks, you guys are going to be a diamond team too, because that's going to elevate Amy Welch to diamond as well, which is just phenomenal and something she has been working so hard towards for this whole time. So let me tell you guys a little bit about how we can do this and what each of us can impact, and how I did it whenever I was going Emerald. Emerald of my jewel ranks was my hardest rank to hit, which is so funny. Once we got into momentum and hit Emerald, it took me 2 months to Sapphire and 1 month to Diamond. It was just like boom, 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 because everybody was clicking, everybody got it. It was like this crazy momentum, like slide into home plate, right? So, and then we started birthing Emeralds on our team, you know, on my team, and Sapphires and all of that kind of stuff. Like it all just started happening. We had like 5 senior Ruby rank ups all at once. It was crazy nuts, right? But the thing that everybody got, and what was really, really cool about it, is we were in groups like the Rank Makers, and we were doing those kinds of things, and we were working on our personal development, working on our leadership understanding, and preparing ourselves for leading a large team. But we each took ownership of a small piece of it and said, okay, I personally have to add this many people to my big team. So how's that going to happen in order to get Amy, to Marion? In my case, it was, you know, in order to get my sponsor to Diamond the month before, Emerald the month before, she went Emerald, and then I went Emerald the next month. I knew that was also setting me up for my next month's Emerald rank. So I knew it was a part of the path. And so you have these huge benchmarks, and then as long as you're helping your team members hit their benchmarks and their piece of the pie, and that piece of it, you are going to hit that large goal. And so the way we kind of set it up was every single business builder on the team had a goal, like no excuses. It's happening, a goal of adding 3 people to the team that month. And then each one of them was also tasked with talking to all of their wholesalers and seeing if they could just add 1 person to the team. And in some of those cases, actually in the majority of those cases, we told them what was going on. we included them in this fund. And do you know how many silvers we actually ended up getting out of our wholesalers that month? Because they got it. They were like, ooh, this is fun. Like, they want to be a part of something big. And so having those conversations, like Amy Morton said, and I was trying to write out all the instructions for what, how that was going to look when she was talking about the getting them on the phone and getting them on the website. But let me just go over that super, super quick, because you guys, it's crazy effective. And if you guys take one actionable thing from this call, it's going to be that. So what you do is you message your wholesaler ambassadors, and you say to them, hey, can we get on the phone? I just want to check in with you, make sure everything is good, especially your newbies, you guys. This is a perfect conversation for them. Just make sure everything is good. See if we can do kind of like a regroup on your products. Make sure you're all set to go. Your next subscription is going to ship out, and I want to make sure that we're on the best thing for you to get your results. And then I also want to show you a couple things in the back office as well. So can we just get on the call at blah, blah, blah. Whatever. So you schedule that, you get on the phone, you have that conversation, you make it all about them, you talk to them about how things are going so far, troubleshoot if necessary, show them how to swap products out of their subscription if they need to, add something there, talk to them about the collagen because that's the product of the month, all of those things, right? Like, just make sure that they are comfortable and set with their website. And then, like Amy said, you go over into the account section and say, hey, there's one more thing I want to show you. Click on that account summary. Look over to the left-hand side of your screen is your replicated website. Plexus generates that for you. It's a referral code, referral link, excuse me. Plexus generates that for you whenever you sign up. And if you share that with just 3 people, you're going to get over $300. And then you launch into, that's just like HelloFresh. It's like all those things. Do you have 3 people or 5 people? I always like to say 5 because it's, that way you'll get 3. Do you have 5 people that we can talk to together and get them started on their own Plexus journey? Do you think that you have 5 people that would be interested in losing a little bit of weight, getting a little bit more immunity before the school starts, getting their kids on some of the kids' products before school starts? All of those things, say that, and then say, just give me 5 names. Can you just give me 5 names, and we're going to walk through this together. And then the next step that Amy didn't mention is that we then give them a shout out post to post. We write it up for them and say, hey, and then just post this. This is going to help you figure out who in your network is going to be interested in talking about this referral link and possibly using your referral link. Because let me tell you, so many people in my network signed up that I had no idea would never have actually reached out to them. They weren't the people that I originally thought. So let's make that post. Let's get you this $300 this month, and let's go from there. And you guys, it's all about them. And they see, oh, the link is sitting right there. Oh my gosh, I can get $300. And a couple times I've always had that conversation that, my husband would literally kill me if he found out that all I had to do was post about something and could get $300 and I didn't do it and I was lazy. Like, he would kill me, right? So that is, you didn't even share it with your mom. What are you doing, right? So all those types of things, just talk to them about it. Show them. It reduces the barrier of fear that is there. And it's not about building business for them. It's literally about sharing a code. You get something, they get a good discount, they get new products, that kind of thing. They're interested in this. And then the person that you're talking to gets the $300, or at minimum 20, 30 bucks, 40 bucks, right? So they're all winning. And this is the best way to introduce your folks to sharing about Plexus in a really easy, duplicatable way. So if you're at a loss of what to do next, how do I do this? 1, make your list and commit to making sure that you are getting 3 people yourself this month. Set some goals for yourself. Help your team members that are with you hit silver and get those referral codes out. All of that, because you guys, like, this is going to be a huge deal. And when we have this competition, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really interested. I'm a competitive, I love sports. That just like totally drives me. I always want to win. So, who is going to be Amy Welch's first emerald? Like, who is going to be her first jewel? And are you going to be a part of the winning team, or are you going to be part of the second place team? Both are awesome, but the quicker you guys get your month going and get it started at the beginning of the month, the more likely you guys are to be the first jewel team on Pink Rock Stars, or I guess it's the Wellness Collection now. But do you guys have any questions? Anything? I'm writing that all up. So you guys kind of copy
Sarah,
it.
I wanted to say one more thing before we open it up to questions real quick. Another vulnerability I want to share with you guys is Amy Morton and I have both been in this business pretty much the same amount of time, and we have both wanted to quit. And we've even had conversations about it and had to pick each other up over the years, over and over, and say, no, don't do it. Because every time you want to quit, it never fails. When you choose to recommit and step back into it, it works out. And we've literally had to do that for each other, which I think that's such a beautiful thing, that now she and I are heading for this steep goal together and locking arms. And I love the healthy competition. Honestly, I'm a person of service, so I much rather her beat me, but I'm still going to push.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm still pushing, but I love this girl so much because we're both fitness advocates. We're both fitness instructors in our different ways. You know, we're both single moms of 4. We've been on retreats together, and I honestly don't care who wins. Like, I hope I win, but still, like, if she wins, awesome, because I want it just as bad for her as I do for myself. The last thing I want to say before we open it up is a big thank you to Sarah and Amy. Like, they have stuck through all of it with both of us, and it's been rough sometimes, you know, especially for me in my personal life. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, as a leader, I just did not have the emotional capacity to show up at certain times, and they held the weight for me, and I'm eternally grateful. And, you know, when I came into this business, I was not a business person. And, you know, Amy and Sarah have heard me say that 100 times, but you know what? I am now because of them. And I just want to say thank you to both of you from my heart. And I'm so glad that my success and my team's success is going to give y'all success, because y'all deserve it. And I can't wait, Amy, to see your diamond announcement. I love you.
Let's hope COVID's gone by then, because we're going to have a big party.
Yeah. At your house, in your pool. I'm jealous.
So, and that's why Emerald represents so many things, right? Beyond just a rank and a promotion. It represents you guys not giving up, because I've had to talk both of you off the ledge. Like, Amy, as recent as a couple months ago, right? And it just
I was on the ledge.
Oh yeah. And it just shows, though, that it's the long game, right? We're in this for the long haul, and it shows that you guys have that grit and the perseverance. And the cool thing about this business is you can have those moments. We all have them, right? But then you're able to rise up again. And I'm excited. It's going to happen. It's going to happen soon. I cannot wait. And it doesn't matter to me who gets it first. Like I said, I like it to happen both on the same day. So
yeah, it would be really fun to tie. And
that
the funny thing is, like, Mary and we've been tied. You know, our points have been tied.
It's pretty close. That would be awesome. And I do want to say, too, that I know Sarah and I are working on some things just for the whole team that are going to help all of you guys specifically, even more so, hit your ranks from silver all the way up through senior ruby. So it's all, you know, kind of perfect timing. Company is in momentum. People need to be healthy right now. Like, we have products that work. That's the thing. Compensation plan's great. Business is great. But especially for the new people on your teams, like, our products work, right? If they didn't, none of us would be here. We certainly wouldn't be here, 12 years later. And people need them now more than ever, especially with all the kiddos going back to school here in the fall, if they are going back to school, whatever. So it's kind of like the perfect storm right now. And, Sarah says before that when the economy kind of tanks, for better or worse, our businesses explode. The same thing happened, back the last time, in 2008. So people need our products and they need this opportunity. And it's so awesome that we get rewarded for sharing it.
Absolutely.
So, yay.
Yeah, so now we can open it up for questions. If anybody wants to say anything or ask any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and don't be scared. We're all nice, loving people. We're in the chat. Can y'all check the chat? I can't. Hold on.
No, they're just excited. They're just talking about
Oh,
me.
yay.
They're excited for you guys. I love it. Yay.
Great.
So
All right, well, I guess if we,
okay.
go ahead, Amy. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think now that kind of like, you know, now we move forward from the call, and then we're, you know, getting our sticky boards out and just celebrating everybody's goals as they hit goals, and be very vocal in the chats on the progress. It's exciting. Let's count it down.
Well, and we also have, so last month we used those calendar trackers. I don't have my printed out. I think I tossed the one from last month, but calendar trackers that we posted in the team pages, and you guys can kind of check your points impact per day, your new ads per day, your activity, all that kind of stuff. And if you just hold yourself accountable to some really small goals on a daily basis, they add up to really, really big things in the grand scheme of things. And so just making sure that every single day you're leaving nothing, no stone unturned, you know, you're doing the things, you're getting the new ideas, you're pouring into other people, you're helping them, you're having the conversations, making the posts, you know, all of that is going to really add up. And so just if you haven't done your mapping for this month, you haven't done your list of people and like all the things that we always talk about, now is a really good time to just get started. It's not too late, and just start now and get all of those things just kind of in a row and in order, I guess is probably the better word. And that way, every single day when you sit down, you're doing stuff that's actually going to be income producing, that's going to have an impact on your business. It's going to have an impact on your team's business, everything like that. And these women have truly, they have lived the journey, and they have really put in the hard work as far as the personal development and the leadership development, and they are ready, you guys. Like, they are ready to lead these huge, crazy teams.
Aww,
and
they're ready to leave the nest.
Oh, stop.
I'm never going to leave your nest. Ever.
No.
I'm freaking you
Neither
guys
one of you.
out.
I'm
And
staying in
freaking
the
hard.
nest.
now you're gone.
We'll just co-nest together.
Yeah. Let's co-nest. I'm into that.
Love it.
Hey, I would love to say something if I can. I don't know every single person on this call, but I know a lot of them, and I know there's some new people. Man, I just want to say, like, from experience, you guys, like, I have seen Amy and Marion, like, rise through all the ranks. I'm one of Marion's best friends. Like, I've seen her struggle. I've seen her overcome. I've seen her be afraid and, like, stand up and do it anyway. I've seen Amy run challenge after challenge and just be, like, such this, like, beacon of light on the team. I've seen Amy Welch be an amazing leader, Sarah be an amazing leader. And for me, like, I couldn't do those things for a long time. Like, I dropped out. Like, I've been involved in ordering Texas for like a lot of years, and it's really helped me. And I didn't have the same bravery. I didn't have the same grit for a little while. And I backed out. And like, through COVID, through a lot of my life experiences recently, like, I'm stepping back in, and like, had I just stuck with it through the last 3 years, like, I would be in the same boat as them. So if you're feeling like you can't do it, you absolutely can. Don't stop. Don't make the same mistake that I did and have to restart 2 years later or 2 years later, whatever. Like, lead, like, take their example, take everything they're saying. It's absolutely valid. And I'm just so rooting for you guys. And I'm excited, and I just wanted to say, like, don't do what I did. Don't stop.
It's worth it in the end.
It's worth it.
Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, of course.
There was a question in the chat, and I don't know if any of you guys want to handle it, but were you ever scared or overwhelmed with social media, and how did you overcome?
Yes, this is Mommy's work.
I don't know who you're asking, but can I jump in on that real quick? Let me tell you. So when I first started, I was very scared of social media. I had a very small network. In fact, when I hit my first rank, I fast started gold in just like a week and a half. All these Plexus people started friending me that I didn't know. And keep in mind, I didn't even know Sarah Taylor. I was like, oh no, like deny. Why are all these people wanting to be my friend? I don't know them. Like I was so, and I blocked all my coworkers from my posts. But my why to be successful in Plexus overcame my fear and my overwhelm with social media. And I just decided, like, you know what? I can do this. I can be an emerald. That was my goal. Like I decided once I drew my line in the sand that I was going to be emerald, to prove to people that I could do it, to get out of my commute. And I think once I figured that out, I could show you my notebook. It's over here in my nice organized closet. But I took my notebook, and every Sunday I would plan my social media posts. So then I wasn't overwhelmed during the week. I knew what I wanted to post every day. I would post it. But I think we all felt that in the beginning. All felt that.
Yeah. I didn't post for the first year. Do you remember that, Amy? Like, you probably remember. I didn't.
Products for the year.
Yeah. I mean, I was so slow. I was all about word of mouth and like emailing people, and finally I started posting, mostly because I just wanted that planner that they were giving away that one November. I don't even use a planner. But anyways, I wanted that planner because I'm all about competition. So I started posting, and that's when everything changed. I was able to help so many more people.
Yep.
It just opened up this whole entire like new world of all these people I could help. And I started thinking, oh my gosh, if I hadn't posted, I wouldn't have, she would have never known about Plexus. He would have never known about Plexus. Like, to be honest, like Nicole, my sister-in-law, she learned about it from a post. That's so funny. She would have never known about Plexus. No, she probably would have eventually. But still, I mean, it's amazing what happens when we start posting.
Yeah.
How many more people you can help.
People are watching. They may not comment on anything, but they're always watching. And I look at it as a conversation. I'm not going to get everyone to try Plexus in one magic post, right? But over time, it's a conversation. And you're just building kind of that influence and educating and providing information. But you're right. You can hit so many more people with one post than you can, like you said, with emails or word of mouth. Or
I was going to say something about that as well, you guys. So I actually went silver without making a post. I called up friends and talked to them and that kind of stuff. And what changed my mind and kind of changed my mindset, I had a lot of hesitation. I thought I was better than network marketing. I judged a lot of people that did network marketing, to be honest. And I thought it was kind of a less than kind of industry. And two things. One, I saw Nikki's check, my upline, and I saw that she was making $14,000 a month, and we were in a really bad financial situation. I was like, that was kind of like the first ding, 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 like, that's a lot of money. And then of course, all that justification set in. Well, I can't do that. Your brain tells you all these things about that and how that's not going to happen for you. Then I went through and I just saw all the testimonies in these testimony groups that I got added to. And the majority of them, and what stuck out to me was they were about things that you don't talk about on Facebook. They were about depression. They were about anxiety. They were about PTSD. They were about chronic pain and, just their health struggles and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, like I wouldn't even know, because like I said, I called all these people to go silver, and I thought I wouldn't even know who to call. I didn't even know my best friend had been diagnosed with diabetes, and that I didn't find that out until we were on the phone talking about Plexus. And so when I started posting, I looked at it from a place of I stayed in my authentic self and what I loved about Plexus and what interested me about Plexus, and that was the products. And I decided I was just going to educate on the products and share testimonies, and that's all I was going to do. And then it just evolved from there. And of course, I started talking about the business and all of that kind of stuff. But that was the fear. It was more about who am I turning who am I saying no for on their behalf by me not talking about this, because they won't find out about it if I don't talk about it. And that was truly the motivation. And then the best advice I can give you always is just learn out loud, share your journey out loud. If you learn something that day about chromium, post about it, educate about it. If you, something happens in your journey, your husband stops snoring, make a post about it, you know, whatever it is, you know, and just share that journey along the way. And the story of it, the authentic part of it is going to touch other people, and they're going to connect with that. And it builds trust and it builds influence. People come to your page on social media to be entertained, to be educated, or to be inspired. And if you can leave them with something that they feel good about from walking away from your page, especially education, they are going to look up to you as a person of influence, and think about you when it is their time, when their timing lines up with what is right. And the biggest thing I can say about the timing is that we have never been in a scenario where the entire United States of America, Australia, Canada, and Mexico were all in good timing at the same time, because of COVID, because of stay-at-home orders, because of the financial aspect, and because of the immune system and the health and all of that kind of stuff, and because they suddenly find themselves staying at home, working from home with time, and realizing that they need supplemental income. So it's the perfect storm for you to have some crazy success right now. So, and the last thing I will say about the social media thing is we're all afraid of judgment, right? I promise you, they're not focusing on you. They can give a crap about what you're doing. They really do not care. They are not, people think about you way less than you think that they think about you. So they don't care if you're posting about Slim on social media or this new product that you're trying. They're not paying that close of attention. So that's the last part.
Yeah, I remember when we first started out, we would do a lot of in-person sip and sees, and I'd go to Sarah and Amy's. That's actually the first time I ever did a testimony. And I think that what took Amy to Emerald was talking about her increase in libido and how much Steve loved it.
Hey,
nothing is too small, because when I started sharing about how collagen increased mine, I got 3 male collagen customers they ordered for their wives. So Sarah says,
that's a good point. Not about libido. I mean, it's funny, but it's a good point in that some people don't want to share until they get results, right? People silently suffering that I can help, that I will never have results with. I've never, knock on wood, had a migraine. I've never had RA or arthritis, right? But I can help people by talking about that. And it's kind of the same where people are like, well, I don't want to share until I get results. Yeah, but sister, while you're waiting on your results, and this is what we can tell our new people, while you're waiting on your results, there's a whole bunch of people you could be helping out there, right? So it's kind of that same thing. You don't know, somebody is silently suffering with libido, or like Sarah said, depression, things they don't talk about. Heck, yeah. I was in a 3-way chat today with Heather Barnett. She put me in a 3-way chat with one of her new people. Come to find out, talk about the validity of 3-way chat. The woman doesn't have a thyroid, and she never mentioned that to Heather.
Oh, wow.
Her and I have hit it off, and all 3 of us have been chatting all day. She's going to send me a food log. We're going to help her lose weight. She's going to order X Factor. And so you just never know what someone is suffering with. And I got all the way to senior gold, guys, on those 3-way chats. So if you've stopped using them, if you've never used them, use them. That third-party validation is golden. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid. So, all right, guys, anything else? No? What happened? Am I frozen? Is everybody frozen? No? Nobody just wants
No, we hear you.
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah.
Thanks, Libby, for bringing up my granny panties. Yeah, if you're going to take a before and after that you don't think anyone will pay any attention to, still make sure that you're in shorts and a tank top or something.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, gosh.
Right, guys. Well, I'm excited. Let's go Emerald.
Woohoo! Let's do it.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for being on, guys.